Buying a co-op or a condo in New York City is never a simple process, and that's especially true during today's fast-paced market. You need to act fast, which these days means making an offer based on what you can see at a showing or open house where other interested buyers are also circling the waters. The more well-educated your questions you ask, the more confidence you're instilling in the seller and in the listing agent. I'm Dana Sapir with Compass Manhattan, and today I want to discuss some strategies to secure your future home in a fast-moving market. When a home is priced well, it will sell quick. This doesn't give the buyer much time to decide, and in many cases, by the time you schedule a second visit, it could already be in contract. So there are a few important things to consider when you tour the home. Number one, does the apartment have a good flow? Some New York City apartments have truly strange layouts. The bathroom is next to the kitchen, or you need to go through the bedroom to get into the second bedroom or the bathroom. Look at the floor plan before you go. You can rule out many places by doing this. And a knowledgeable broker can also tell you which walls are load-bearing or not, such that you can open up the kitchen or move in the bathroom. And certainly having a trained eye with you for the viewing is a huge help. Number two, you will want to ask yourself if the ceilings are high enough and if the walls are sturdy and sound insulating. The higher the ceiling, the better resale value. While there is nothing you can do about concrete ceiling, you might be able to raise a drop ceiling to gain a few extra inches. To test the quality of the walls at an open house, have your spouse or the broker go into the second bedroom or room and knock and say something and stand on the other one. Then ask yourself how much you will be able to tolerate this 24/7. Next is light. South-facing apartment and corner units with multiple exposure trump other lines due to the great natural light they provide. If the windows, however, are too high or too small or set too low, the unit may be too dark. The windows may also be facing another apartment or interior brick wall, and that view is never going to change. Know yourself and be realistic about compromising light, view for other features like location and size. And if you are going to be paying for views, consider the chances that those might be obstructed by another development. Another important consideration to look for during a quick tour is the closet space. Make sure you keep in mind your family needs. You need a lot of storage. Can you add closet to the current layout to fulfill all of your storage needs? Now, if you look back at the points I made, those are structural to the unit, meaning the natural light, the layout, the ceiling cannot be altered. And the reason is because almost everything else you can control. So kitchen and bathroom, if they are not brand new, can be upgraded. It doesn't have to be right after you close. You can live there for a couple of months or years to gain more equity and then work on those improvements. If you do plan to live with the kitchen as is, make sure the cabinets and drawers can actually open. Test out the appliances. Look inside the fridge and freezer and make sure it all works as intended. You would also want to make sure that the plumbing is working properly. So go ahead and test the faucets, turn on cold and hot water in the kitchen and bathroom as you make your way through the apartment to make sure everything is working and reasonable pressure. Check also for leaks and drips and flush the toilet. Another big box to check is the electrical wiring. If it hasn't been updated, it is unlikely that your wiring will be aligned with the city energy code, and you might need to increase your load to run your appliances. There are other things you might want to pay attention to. The AC. Did the seller put in central air? Are there those through the window or through the wall? Is it the PTEC unit controlled by the building? Can you turn on the AC in the winter? Lastly is the building itself. You will want to make sure that the common areas are well maintained. The apartment might be great, but what about the lobby? What about the hallway? If they aren't well maintained, it could also signal the building lacks reserve fund and has a mindset to spend as little as possible. This you can review by looking at the building financials, which is another way to best prepare yourself for a tour. So ask for the building financials and house rules ahead of your visit and share it with your attorney or your broker to go over it. So the next time you go to an open house, use your 15 minutes well by remembering this handy checklist An agent who is also a pro in the field can also know to direct and remind you this. Want to check out some open houses together? I would love to set up a tour. Contact today and see what the Sapir treatment is all about.